So if we recap yesterday's session, yesterday we have seen how to create, this stage one process, which is file to DBCS, whichever file data is there, we are trying to import to our DBCS extension. So for that, what we have done, list the files to get all the files, further add the for each, so that download each file and try to read, first generate this ID, sequence ID by using database adapter. Before that, you need to create a sequence and make a file entry. Here we have done an insert operation for file entry. Then after, insert the file data. So as of yesterday, we mapped for header level. So yesterday we got an issue all the rows can be inserted into single column, right? If you have two rows, nothing but then those two rows can be inserted in a single column. Now we'll map node to node here. This is read data response, read response, read element, and header, and this is your can we map node to node here. This is repeating element and this is header. Okay, just try to map node to node so that for each can be enabled here. To see for each is enabled, this is my header, right? Now try to map the details. For details also you can map node to node. I guess it won't support. Sorry, this is common header, right? Now this data will goes to your header, your staging table, which is header plus common. Now it's time to insert the data for the lines. Again, for the lines, we need node to node. Node to node can support only for single element nodes. It won't support for multiple. Again, you need to take an insert for lines, insert operation, and try to map for the lines. Getting? Now take an insert operation for lines. 1180p. Insert lines. Perform an operation table, and which is insert. And this is admin. And this is just search the table. The same table you can select here, which is XXAR staging table. This is my staging table. Just click on import, select. Just try to click on import tables. We are selected different table, right? So we need to select staging table instead of error table. The root table cannot be deleted, just cancel it. This is insert lines, perform an operation at table. For the next, this is a schema is admin by default. Here, this is my staging table. Just try to select it, import tables. This is my, I'm trying to enable the primary key file record sequence. Just click on OK. Just click on the next. And then done. So to create the same staging table request mapper as all the columns. Now you can map for detail level, nothing the line level. In hard code, master record ID is DARIMP. The rest of the data you can map from node to node. So this is my table and this is my read data response. This is details. First map node to node here, so that for each can be enabled. Now you can go for entry number, sorry, master record ID. You can hard code with the DARIMP for our representation, so that you can know this is line. And this is file ID and flow ID. This is file ID and this is flow ID. The file record sequence, just you can take it as position. This is position. So common data is mapped. Now you can go for the line mappings. The line mappings, you can start with L entry number, which is line entry number from here onwards. So you can map the same. This is line entry number. This is building unique ID. This is item number, unit of measure code, quantity, price. This is tax amount, line total, process date, natural account. These are code combinations. This is a department, product line, channel. This is intercompany, future segment, client, and we'll map whichever column, line description, and building bank. This is ship to site number, building bank. The rest of is not required. Just you can leave it. That's it. Just validate it and close the same. So once headers and lines is successfully inserted in our process, in our approach, we are trying to update my file entry table, which is file status is success and the batch status is new. Still, whichever new status is there, which is file status, we are trying to update with a success. So whenever file status is success is nothing but your data in your custom table, all your file data in your custom tables. Now it's time to update your table. Update file entry, perform an operation which you can take an update. Just click on the next. And this is admin. And this is table XXC, which you can select the file entry table. which is my table here. We are creating same set of tables here.
Without yes, so that is main table.
Here I can see table and table. Where is my table here? This
Yeah,
one.
without yes. Somebody has created with yes.
You can create with a starting your name here, something GP11, GP12 like that.
Yes, there is a last three number yours.
This is my table, right?
Yes.
Selected. Just click on import table. XXR file Excel. XXR invoice file entry table. Yeah, this is my table. Just click on the next. The done. Now you can update the same. Against file ID and flow ID, I'm trying to update the data against file ID and the flow ID. Okay, so here my load, this is file ID and this is my flow ID. So against this, I'm trying to update my file name, sorry, file status. File status is success and the batch status is still new. Against file ID and flow ID, I'm trying to update the file status and the batch status, which is success. So this is done for file entry. Up to this, file data is successfully completed. Now we'll try to test it or we'll do further. Okay, we'll try to test it. Otherwise, they will confuse. Enable tracing and include payload and activate it. Now test it. You can verify the same here. Now, what is the update? 23, 24. You are using same sequence as everyone. Now 41. Only one file I have. Okay, 41, 42. I have 41 table, 41 file ID, and it's positive, and the status is updated with success. Now, if you see the data in your stage, like this. Stage table. Where file ID equal to 41. Just try to verify the data. Now this is my file ID. If you see, HARIMP is repeated twice. Earlier we have a single record. Now this is my header plus common data. This is my header data, and the rest of DARIMP is nothing but my line data. I'm trying to insert as a separate flow ID and followed by line data here. This is line entry number and followed by the line data. This is okay. This is how the data looks like. Now the data is available on your staging table. It's time to perform Oracle derivations. We'll try to do one of the derivation now. We'll try to derive ship to site number and bill to site number. Any one of the we can derive now. Let's try to open the same. Now for that, I need a BAP report. Just try to open the BAP report now. So this is one of the BAP report which I have. Just did the same. So here shift to, what is the shift to? This is the data we have. This is my billing bank. Slide left, right? It's billing bank something 2183902. Map here shift to number. Try to view. Now you will get a data for shift to number here. This is my shift to number. I am trying to pass bill to site number. I am trying to derive account details here, account number. I am trying to, here I required bill to account number. For this, I have prepared one of the SQL statement so that I'm trying to getting expected output. This is shift to account number. This is overall account number. This account number I'm trying to update here against each row. There is account number is there. Here, shift to site account number, bill to site account. These are extra columns are there in my staging table. For each row, I'm trying to update this account number now. For that, you need to invoke that BAP report and write the data, read the data, and try to perform update call so that it will update the data for each row. First, we'll try to invoke the BAP report. We'll export this data.
Vijay, in the query, can you please rename to ship to number instead of bill to number for the ship to query?
Yes.
Alias name in the query, not there. In the query, go to data model.
No problem, right?
Data model.
Here you can represent customer shipped account number.
No, I'm not telling this one, Vijay.
Okay,
in the query.
Just a moment, we'll change this again.
Yeah, here in the query column, last location.
What's the location?
Before the from class. So last, so HCSA location, alias name is bill to number, right? Instead of that, you can change it to ship to number. It's corresponding to ship to, right?
Ship to number, right?
Yeah, correct. Even next column also, ship to ASS. Okay.
This is ship to number, and this one also we can update ship to account number. Where is this? Ship to account number. Okay, now it's clear. Right? This is we are passing this ship to number and trying to derive ship to account number. Okay. Now, what we'll do, we'll try to get a report path now. Just try to get the report path. This is my report. More properties. And followed by this is TN. Okay. Report only, right? Since I have two reports, which report? Okay. Try to run any one of the report. We'll see. This is correct. We'll try to use this report. The properties, and this is my report name. This is my report name followed by XTO. Now you can use this and remove the shade keyword and try to use the. What is the next step? Anyone? What is the next step? We have file data. Now I need to get all my ship tools. So for that, you need to write an SQL statement here to get ship tool. Select star from this entry. Or you can use like this, where file ID, and here we have the flow ID or load flow ID. Flow ID. Flow ID equal. Here you can try to get distinct building bank. What is our column name? This is building bank, distinct building bank. So distinct building bank is nothing but we will get a unique account numbers here, ship to site numbers. We will get a unique ship to site account numbers. You can pass ship to account site numbers to the report and try to get the account numbers. And those account numbers you can try to update for each row. If you have lakhs of records here, for that lakhs of records, obviously you have 5 to 600 minimum. Very minimal you have building banks. It's not possible to get all building banks. Just try to get the unique values and try to pass the same to your BAP report and get the output. And while updating, you can update for each row, for all the rows. While updating, we need to consider for all the rows. But while fetching the data, you need to consider only unique data. Okay. So here, building bank, what is the load flow ID? Here I have my load flow ID. So I have building bank, one is have, one is the null. So here why we are getting the null? Here I need to hard code where master record ID ARIM. I'm trying to get line level data. So this is my data. Now SQL statement is always in a single line. In your database adapter accept in a single line. So this is my SQL statement. Now this is a parameterized. You can use the parameter presentation followed by the hash symbol followed by any parameter name. P file ID and followed by the flow ID. Now when you add this SQL statement in the DB adapter, it will accept the select statement and it will try to create the two parameters in your request mapper. Now you need to map the file ID, flow ID in your request mapper. Okay. Copy the same here. So I am now trying to perform the same out of loop. This is successfully completed for one of the flow for file entry. Okay. Get ship to run SQL statement. Just click on the next, and this is my valid SQL. And you can add one more condition here. And file status, which is success, and batch status, which is new. You need to add like this so that you will get exact required tables data. Batch status. Okay. So in order to get this file status and batch status, you need to join the main table, right? Entry table. Leave it as of now. In your test, just try to add entry table so that you will get a file status and the batch status. Just click on the next and then now you will get a billing banks here. Now you will get a ship to site numbers. For example, if you have 5 ship to site numbers, so will you pass 5 ship to site number which is a comma separated. We need to pass these values all your result set which is a comma separated and hold in one of the variable which is comma separated and map that variable to your report call. Getting? Now let's assume as of now for our testing purpose we have only one record. We have only one record. Let's assume if we have more than one records. Okay, it's time to pass your data like this to a variable. Like this. All result set you need to format which is comma separated value and you can hold in one of the variable and use this variable and or map this variable to your request mapper of your report call so that data will pass as a comma separated and will get an expected output which is in a bulk. Getting? So how will you the same do this format is nothing but here first you need to map file ID and flow ID. Okay, here file ID flow ID not required here. Always we need to consider the file status and the batch status. We need to join two tables, right? Here you can remove. So what is the common here? File ID and flow ID, right? Entry dot file ID, which is stage dot file ID. Now, what is the status here? This is batch status and the file status. The same is same. Now try to run this. Skill command wait and where it is failing. Line 11. Select distinct billing bank.
Two values.
Yeah. So here we are getting the same. Now to get a single value and master record ID. Master record ID which is ARIM. So always we will try to get the tables which are here you need to get.
Shall we add the flow ID condition also, Vijay?
Flow ID is not required. Here remove this one also. Now we'll try to get all distinct file ID flow ID obviously. Stage or any table you can. So this is my file ID flow ID. Now I have two files which are the status is success with a new. So here you will try to get all the files which are in success and new. Okay, and try to perform each file validations. Try to perform each file Oracle derivations. Okay. Now the next step is this get build to. So here. We have number of connections here. It's taking more time. all files. An SQL statement, just click on the next. Well, you're going to move to single line, right? Just click on the next and the done. Now here you will get as a result set multiple. It's not required a mapper for us. Just delete the same. If you create a warning, just leave it. So this here you will get a multiple nodes. For this, you need to add a for loop. Each file for each file and get all files output. This is my repeating element. Just try to create another artifact. Okay. Now the for loop is successfully created. So what you will do inside for loop, you need to add this one. Just reposition. So in this SQL statement, we are trying to get all your building banks against your file ID and flow ID. Here you will get a file ID and flow ID, right? This file ID, flow ID, you need to map here. So that for each file, you will try to get the shift to values. This is here you have file ID and flow ID. This is my file ID and this is my flow ID. Right. First one is the file ID only. So this is my file ID and flow ID successfully mapped. Once it is executed, we will get again n number of records, right? As a result set. If you have 5 build to site numbers, we will get 5 nodes. So our expectation is we need to format the data which is comma separated into one of the variable. So for that, try to create a variable here. Just try to create a variable. Sign. Just click on the create. Variable. So very first time it's become empty. Just close this. Okay. Now here you will get a multiple nodes. Again for this you need to add a for loop. The response is multiple nodes. So what is here? Each build to, and this is get shift to response, and this collection. This is my output. Just select it. Now you will get all the records. Now you can concatenate into a variable for each iteration. Just assign format shift to and use the same variable here, whichever you have created, which is variable shift to, and you can associate with your fetch for each build to. This is my building bank and followed by the same variable. You can use the same variable. This is shift to and concatenate with a comma. It is comma. So here building bank, very first time in a first iteration, it will get a building bank and concatenate with a comma, and we do not have any value. So it's keep empty. The second iteration, again, it will get a building bank value and concatenate it with comma. Already earlier you have the variable shift to value. So keep on, it will add the data which is comma separated in a file. Clear? So this is your, now we will get a shift to values in one of the variable. It's time to perform your report call. This is GP11 report service. Call shift to report. Just click on the next, select the run report. Just click on the next, click on the next, and done. Now you need to provide the mappings. The body and run report and report request. And this is size of data check download -1. And it's not allowing. Sometimes it's not allowing. Just try to close the entire integration. If the mappers are not added, try to reopen the integration and try to map. This is report absolute path. And it's a parameter name value. So what are the parameters we have here? This is catalog. Just try to edit the same. So we have 3 parameters here. You need to pass the 3 parameters, which is P bit number. This is the parameter item and the name.
Even though if we don't use all parameters, whatever the declared parameters we will have to use here.
Exactly.
Okay.
It is required the sequence, right? These are, this is bill to number and the values, their item, a target node, just pass empty. That's it. This is for bill. And here right click and create, repeat the node. So it will create the second parameter. This is 2 of the 2. This is my second parameter, which is shift to. And you can pass values. So what is the shift to values here? In my variable, I have comma separated. This is item. In the same way, you need to accept the same here, which is comma separated here. Here, text field contains comma separated. You need to enable this property. The third parameter is not required. Anyway, it's a third, right? Now you can save it. So what is the next step? You need to write the data and read the data. Stage file. Import data. Write the file. So what is the file? Something shift to .xml. I'm trying to write the data into one of the XML file. and specify the output directory /temp/ship2. And just click on the next and use XSD document, which is opaque.xsd. And you can map your report response, which is report bytes, to this opaque.xsd, so that it will decode the data and place the data into ship2.xml. Now you can read the data, whichever you are downloaded XML tags against your BIP report. This is report bytes. Okay, now it's time to read the data. Stage file. Read the data. To data. Read entire file. And what's the file name? It's the right BIP report response. This is load more properties, load more, and here you have file name. Just try to save it, and this is your directory read. Just you can change the directory. And just click on the next and use sample XML document, which we are already downloaded to the local machine. XML tags just your BIP report. Just click on the export so that it will download your XML tags. This is my XML tags. So here you need to, if there is a catch here. So here you need to enable multi-node here. Okay, so that it will. This is my data. Try to add like this. Repeat the node so that it will enable a repeating node for us. Now you have the data in your hand. Read ship data, you have the bulk data. It's time to update your table by using PL/SQL procedure. Okay. First, we'll try to add the PL/SQL procedure. Then after we'll see the code. What we have the code inside. Update ship2. Just click on the next. Invoke a stored procedure, you can select. Now admin schema. This is my test package. Yesterday we have been deployed, right? Here you can select associated pack procedure, which is XX update master table. I guess. Update master table. Just click on the next and click on the done. So we have selected this procedure. This procedure does have the parameters. This parameters will create, it will create as a request mapper. So here we need the parameters. So here I have 3 table type variables for my procedure: ship2, build2, and load flow ID. So what is my load flow ID? Load flow ID is nothing but for your for each. This is load flow ID. For each load flow ID, I'm trying to, for example, you are getting 2 files. You are getting 2 files. In a for the 2 files, the load flow ID would be same, right? But the file ID is different. So no need to call each file every time. Just try to update this load flow ID for try to update for all the load flow IDs, so that it will try to update for all files. Since we are trying to get the unique build to and ship to. Okay, this is load flow ID. This is ship to. Just expand the same. Building bank and Oracle ship to site. So building bank is nothing but our. This is read ship to response. This is ship to number. This is G3. This is right. So this is our. We are getting here. Okay, since we are not downloaded XML tags, right, after update. Okay, this is account number, Oracle ship to site account number, and the billing bank, this is bill to number directly. Nothing but your ship to number. Now it will try to update these data against this load flow ID, against this ship to site. Now we'll try to see this code. Okay. Now the code, how it looks like. So this is my package. Okay. So here I have one of the variable customer ship to. I have two variables here. Table type is billing bank and ship to site. And this is type is I'm declaring as a table type, which is customer ship. The same way I have bill to. So there is a procedure update master table. Here I have two parameters, which is customer ship to and customer bill to, which is table type variables. So these are two parameters I'm trying to create, and the load flow ID. First three are input parameters. Once it is successfully executed, you will get a status which is out variable, which is success. If it is error, you will get an error related out in your out variable. Now the procedure, if you see, this is XX master update table procedure. I have the same parameters. So I'm using if whenever I'm executing this procedure, if I will get data, the count is greater than 0, by using for all statement, updating my staging table with a ship to site account number equal to Oracle ship to site number, where billing bank equal to your file value and flow ID equal to payload flow ID. Simply I'm trying to use an update call by using for all, so that all the data can be updated at a time. This is for ship to and this is for bill to. Based on success, I'm trying to pass the success status. Okay, this is the procedure. Now we can test it up to here. So always you need to use the collections. Do not go for simple for loops and all. Always try to use the collection so that performance will be faster. The reason only we are creating these field SQL packages. If you use a for loop, it's nothing but same as your web service REST call each record indirectly. Instead of that, I directly can go for web service and REST call. To avoid that, to increase the performance, use the collections concept so that the performance will be faster. Now, this is file entry table 41, 42, 43 success. This is 43. This is 43 table. This is my billing bank. Where is my billing bank? Now we'll try to see ship to site account number is not get updated. There is a mapping issue, I guess. Here it should be update site number. Might be there is XML tax issue. We are updated XML data model, right? Something with columns. Might be an issue. Okay, we'll see tomorrow this. I will update accordingly the XML tags today, and we'll see the next. The next, what is the next step? Once it is successfully updated, your derivations, shift to site account number, bill to site account number, item details, whichever derivations are required, that is successfully completed, nothing but Oracle derivations. Then after, you need to validate the data. You need to validate the data by using one of the procedure. So what is the validations you are trying to perform? Here you need to perform shift to site account number is null. You need to reject the file. And bill to site number, billing bank is null. You need to reject the record. If product line is null, I need to reject the file. Simply, you need to verify whether the data is exist or not. That's it. Along with your Oracle derivations data. Along with your Oracle derivations data, plus your file data. If it is exist, no issues. If it is not exist, you need to reject the file and insert that error record into error table. That is the criteria for validation procedure. Okay. Tomorrow first see the validation procedure, then after we'll try to invoke the same.
Vijay, can you please share that report archive file in the drive so that we can try in my instance?
Right away I will share. Otherwise I did not remember. Yeah. I will not. I guess I have in this. Actually, I have placed all the content related to boys and everything. Someone is deleted this folder. Okay. Now this is available in OIC folder. Okay. Thanks to everyone. We'll connect tomorrow same time.